Welcome back. I'm trying something a little different for my last installment here. It's a cork board, and figured it might solve some of those focusing problems I was having in the last few videos of this set. I'd like to apologize for that. I didn't notice until processing the whole batch of them and realized that there was a lot of fading in and out, fuzzy in and out, but I couldn't go back. The work had already been done. So to kind of make up for it, hopefully I'll give you a better rundown of the finale here by using a little stage. So anyway, everything turned out well. Our trusty rusty stem is all prismy, and we got the line of the shank to follow the stem pretty well, I think. And the stumble itself needed refinishing, of course. We got it down to wood in a few spots. And I have a unrefinished authentic 1955 Dunhill shell here. And I thought I would use it as a comparison. So anybody who might be interested in A and B test with the new finish, I think we got it pretty good. I don't know, I know colors on film are now, it's not film anymore, but you know what I mean. Colors on video are kind of weird. They can be adjusted after the fact and all that sort of happy stuff. But in person, with human eye sensitivity, there's really nothing to choose between the two in terms of texture and color. So anyhow, that is essentially it. There's only a couple of things I wanted to fill you in on here. One is during the final staining and so forth, I spotted a little bump on the shank that I wasn't happy with, and decided to go ahead and take it off and keep going. Like the work never ends until it's over, and that brought to mind something that I tend to live by when it comes to stuff like this, is that the human mind is a treacherous thing from time to time. And one of those times that it will lead you astray is when you're tired. Some task has worn you out and you want to be done with it. Your subconscious will try to convince you that things are good when they're not, just so you can go to bed. It's like editing in your brain that occurs without your knowledge or say-so. And in that line, whenever I'd work on something like this, putting it up on a shelf and waiting a day or two and then checking it again with a fresh eye, as it's known, you'll see things that you literally did not see when you thought you were done, when you thought you were finished a couple days before. I know Bo Nord, the famous pipe maker, used to have 20 to 30 pipes in process at any one time, and he would play that game with them. He'd just line them up on a shelf and pull one down and work till he thought it was right, put it back on the shelf, and so on until he found no more errors after months of looking at them. So I'm not the only one that discovered how human brains tend to work. So with pipes, I mean. Anyhow, that's one thing. And the other is, if you watched the original set of videos I did 6 or 8 months ago. At the time, I thought it was the only thing I would do, just from soup to nuts on one pipe, and it's since obviously grown to be more than that. But in that video, as part of a justification for it, I guess is the right word, or the reasoning behind it, was hoping to pass some of the stuff I've learned on to a new generation of pipe repairmen. And that if I was trying to plant seeds with this stuff for whomever it might speak to, if it did, welcome aboard, that kind of a thing. And I would like to pass on some contact information for one guy that is, I don't actually know his age, but I get the impression that he's probably in his 30s. So to me, a young man. He lives in North Carolina, and he is an outstanding restoration guy. Now, I do not know how much of his repair work is heavy duty, meaning where you have to bring in bulldozers and cranes and make holes, fancy stems and stuff. I don't know whether he does that or how much of that kind of a thing, but I have seen his what we call in the trade cleanups, which is no small feat. There, it's not just wiping them down, not at all. It's basically everything you've seen here, with the exception of making the stem. Anyhow, he's very good at it. He's an obsessive, compulsive kind of a perfectionist like I am. Seems like a really nice guy. Anyway, his name is Anthony Cook, and he can be reached at Cook's, plural, without an apostrophe, Cook's Fine Pipe Works, all one word. The old www thing, cooksfinepipeworks.com. And if you need some repair work done, drop him a line and see if it's the sort of a thing he would like to tackle. So that's it. I'm off to take some still shots of this, as is become my custom, and that'll wrap up this particular project. I hope you had fun. I did, and I will see y'all next time. Take care.